Live soon. Oh, we are live. Hey, welcome back, guys. Comic Crunch is back in full swing. Of course, here on OnBoored. This is episode 18 of Comic Crunch. And I want to thank you guys for joining. And of course, we have our usual host of characters. Starting off with Charles. How's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. We had an interesting week of news.
All right. All right. Next up. I just read his Twitter handle. Boored. Man, dude, what is that?
Oh, he changed it again?
Yeah, he just threw me off a loop. I was on a professional roll here, okay?
I have to switch it up, man. You know, now I'm Sir Buddha King.
Somebody watch Transformers way too much. All right, let's start off with some news this week here.
Oh, the news, which was, I have to say, atrociously weak.
I mean, yeah, but we're back. So the first, at least I would say, interesting, major news was from Kevin Hart sharing an image of Jumanji, and a lot of people are still saying this is a remake. This is not a remake. This is kind of like a sequel. Remake, I guess.
It's a soft reboot. But it continues the story. So, I mean, you say Kevin Hart, I say The Rock, because Instagram feed under The Rock first.
Oh, it did?
It doesn't really matter.
And I've noticed a lot of people are getting bent out of shape over Karen Gillan's outfit. I mean, it looks kind of similar to Lara Croft's outfit, but the whole thing doesn't really bother me because I've heard people say that each of the characters, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Dwayne Johnson, and Karen Gillan, are actually going to be playing the characters that show up on the Jumanji board game. Like there's this section in the board game that shows the portraits of each of the characters.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what these people are playing. So even though her outfit does look a little, yeah, I have no problem with her outfit, but I can see why some people would. And I think she's just playing a character from the Jumanji board game. And if that's the case, then that makes complete sense.
Yeah, you might be right. That might be interesting. It's just funny looking at that photo where it's like, to me, everybody looks like they fit, and then I look at Kevin Hart and I have to look down. And I'm like,
dude, Kevin Hart looks like he's the dork of the group.
Yeah, he is.
Jack Black looks like he's the smart guy, and The Rock looks like he's
smart
the
but arrogant.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, Jack Black looks like he's going to be smart but also arrogant and a bit of a dick. That's what I think. That's what Jack Black usually plays anyway. My bad. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. It's fine. I mean, we're gonna run into this from time to time. So, but yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think that's what it's going to be. Dwayne Johnson, I think, is going to be sort of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say moral compass, but
moral compass.
Maybe. Yeah, but I think he's going to be the one that's going to keep the group together and organized and all that, while Jack Black is going to be the smart but arrogant person. Karen Gillan is obviously probably going to be a love interest for someone. I'm thinking maybe Kevin Hart.
Wow.
I don't know.
No. Somebody's throwing that in the left field. I mean, we'll see, but
yeah.
I think we should all wait till next year when we get the first trailer. To me, the image is fine, and I like the assumption that they are playing characters from the board game. Itself puts a very different perspective on it, so to speak. So I do like that, in there. But we'll see next year. We'll see how it turns out. Moving on to some Power Ranger news.
Ooh, yay!
Hey! Power Rangers released some posters of the new like partial posters of the Zords and also each characters on their different Zords. So I'll ask Lou first because we all know he sounds down on it. What are your thoughts? Like it? Don't like it?
Don't care for it. Don't show nothing.
Okay. Next person.
It's a
Charles.
No. It's a tease, man. It's just a tease. I don't like to be teased.
Well, I actually get excited over stuff like this, and I'm looking forward to the new Power Rangers movie. I'm looking forward to seeing Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. I'm looking forward to see Bryan Cranston as Zordon. I'm looking forward to see who's going to play Lord Zed if he shows up.
Yeah.
I don't see Zed showing up.
He might show up at the end, kind of like
maybe
an credit type thing. Yeah,
maybe. And we get a partial look at the Zords, and I gotta say, it looks cool. It looks cool. I mean, they did say that this new Power Rangers movie is going to be more dark. It's not going to be like upbeat and colorful and all that. It's going to be kind of dark, which I think would be sort of bold for them to do with the Power Rangers property, but it could also turn out to be amazing. And so when it comes to Power Rangers, I'm really looking forward to it, and I will be there the night it shows up.
You're a liar. You'll be there the next day.
Either way, he's going to be there. But I do like the fact. I do like the posters. I think on a marketing standpoint, especially for something like Power Rangers, where someone like Lou doesn't care for, or he says it's tease, or a lot of people ridicule.
You're misinterpreting me. I want to see the movie because I've seen the 2 Power Rangers movies that came out back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care for these posters because the posters ain't showing me nothing. They're teasing me.
Yeah,
give me if you're gonna seriously. What the hell is the Pink Ranger sitting on? For Christ's sake, I have no idea what the hell that thing is.
She's sitting on her pterodactyl with his.
That doesn't even look like a damn pterodactyl.
Exactly, it's a tease. Anyway, moving away from Lou, who does not understand the concept of tease, like a teaser trailer. Let's just move on because Lou doesn't get it. This is it. Sorry.
Yeah. Blah, blah,
We're just moving away from you, Lou. Sorry. Apologize. Actually, I'm not sorry.
Joshua wants to know how much money we think Jumanji is going to make.
I say depends on when it opens and the trailer. And
what's its budget?
No one knows yet. I'm saying the budget's probably around 80 million.
Okay.
I'll say about 80 million for the budget.
All the Rock movies open strong. And then so does Kevin Hart. So those two being in it. It'll probably have a good international opening too.
Speaking of Jumanji, if we go by your assumption, Charles, that they're playing characters from the game and not people playing the game per se, then I can see how they say they have a good way of honoring Robin Williams because he was the last person to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Right? So that's something where they can. So go ahead.
At the end of the Jumanji movie, after they resolved the whole conflict, didn't those 2 kids that were running around with adult Alan, which was played by Robin Williams, and that blonde woman, I don't remember her name, and at the end of the movie, those kids opened up the board game again, and a new game started right before the credits. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I can see that if they're playing the characters, they can at least reference him and kind of have fun memories, so to speak.
Okay, it's been a while since I've seen it, but wasn't one of the guys from In Living Color in this movie as well?
I cannot remember it. It's been a while, so
no idea. Was his name?
David Alan Grier.
Wasn't he in it?
He was in the original Jumanji. He was a cop.
Okay, so what if he is the person that binds the movie? They bring him in as a cameo. He binds it, but they still also pay. Man, they did it in Ghostbusters, which I'm about to watch here soon.
Yeah, let's not reference that. Let's please stop. Okay, let's move to the next news story of the week. This one is on. Sorry, I was trying to pronounce the name and I just mispronounced it in my head. Thank God I didn't say it out loud. Jian Tian joins Pacific Rim 2 with John Boyega.
Where do we know her from?
She is in the upcoming movie Kong Skull Island.
Okay. And aside from that, what else was she in?
Can you check her IMDb?
I will open that up.
So this is her, but it also makes sense too. Anyway, because Pacific Rim did very well internationally, especially in Asia. And we understand that why, because, we all love anime and a lot of Gundams, a lot of big giant robots. So you definitely have to have an Asian actor. And one of the things I read recently was somebody said, there's an article that says, please stop putting Asian actors in movies so you can make money in China. How about you giving us a better story? So if Pacific Rim, since it's going to be more focused to the international audience anyway, right? If they can intertwine a good story, that would actually make more sense.
Yeah, and I checked her IMDb. True. Apparently, aside from Pacific Rim 2 and Kong Skull Island, she has not done any American-based movies. Most of her movies have either been Chinese or Asian.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but it does make sense because of how big Pacific Rim is, how popular Pacific Rim is there. Yeah, I was just checking out the article there. All right, so we are. What else we have in the news? Did I miss anything super major? I know there's a Game of Thrones news. Can you tell us, Lou? Who will be returning? Which character will be returning to Game of Thrones?
I have no idea. I just know what he looks like. I don't know his name. He was part of the Band of Brothers.
Yeah, the Brothers Without Banners. I think is what they call it.
Whatever.
Yeah. I don't remember his name either, but I don't remember his name either, but I liked his character, so it'll be interesting to see him and the Brothers Without Banners return. Although I'm curious, I'm probably going to be made fun of both by you guys as well as the people in chat for asking this, but do the Brothers Without Banners show up in the books, or are they original to the TV show?
No, they show up in the books. According to people who've read the books that I know.
I've only read like the first few chapters of the first book. That's all I've read.
Yeah, okay. Here, Whedon. Here's a good the six whatever. All the characters that are on the show are either a main point of the book or a different character name in the book. They've only changed few names from characters on the show versus the book.
All right.
And then granted, yeah, they haven't given us all the stories of the book, but because they felt that they were useless. They maybe have meaning in the book, but as far as the TV show, they don't.
Okay.
All right.
Joshua wants a Jim Gordon pick. What they do? It's a pic of him looking up at a bat signal.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy, but it's a nice pick. Ron Perlman hints that he might be working on Hellboy 3.
Well, it's not that he hinted that he's the only one.
so yeah, Ron, the other comic book properties you can work on, man. We'll take you in anything. Trust me, because I don't think Hellboy 3 is happening, unless of course you want to.
Yeah,
I would take. Who makes Hellboy? Whoever wrote the Hellboy comic, DC buys it, and then he can show up in Justice League Dark. There you go.
Mike Mignola created Hellboy.
Okay, that's the only way. But unless he wants to do that, but I don't see Hellboy coming back anytime soon, or unless Justice League Dark does very well. That they go, wow, we should bring back Hellboy.
I think Hellboy.
You know how Hellboy could come back?
I think
Hellboy gets off of his high budget wanting as self.
They could be able to make a fantastic Hellboy 3 with a low budget. They could pull it off. It wouldn't be easy.
The first two movies were made with a low budget.
Yeah.
I mean, why does he need $200 million?
He's asking for $200 million.
I think last report was like 180.
What the hell?
I love your reactions. Like, he's asking for. Speaking of movies with big budgets, Jurassic Park 2's budget is $240 million.
They changed that. They're saying that was fabricated.
Okay, according to, I'm guessing the budget's up there.
It probably is a $200 million budget because you got to look at it. I mean, the CGI alone for them damn dinosaurs is going to cost some money.
Well, wait, which Jurassic Park are you talking about? Are you talking about Jurassic World 2?
So Jurassic World 2. World 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what you mean. All right, because I was thinking Jurassic Park 2, that was The Lost World that came out back in the 90s.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the new set of trilogy that's about to happen.
In other news, No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that new trilogy is called Jurassic World, not Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and in other news, some other just quick news: Equalizer 2 starts filming next year with Denzel and Kwon Fuqua. There's a new trailer for Fist Fights with Ice Cube and Charlie Day.
What'd you think of it?
I haven't seen it yet. Like I was about to start, and then I had to jump on.
It's entertaining. I found it a little hilarious.
Okay. Have you seen it, Charles?
What movie? Fist Fights?
Yeah.
No. What's it about? Like kickboxing or UFC or?
No, it's just it's Charlie Day versus Ice Cube. Let's call it that. Just from the poster.
Wait, as in Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, him.
All right.
Ice Cube is this big rugged teacher, and Charlie Day is the pansy teacher. Ice Cube walks up to him. I want to fight you after school.
It's a comedy.
Of the movie.
Yes.
And then there's a particular scene where Charlie Day calls this, I think, the police hotline to report that there's a bully. And then the lady on the other end goes, well, tell your teacher, I am a teacher. And they start laughing at him. And then they tell him to stop being a P.
Okay. There was one more thing I was going to mention. Yes, before we get to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is our show, teaser spots dropped for Ghost in the Shell. And I don't know if you guys have seen it. If you have, you haven't seen it. Charles, have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay, definitely check it out. I saw the teaser spots really short. They're about 30 seconds max. That's even with text. So the actual footage is like 10, 15 seconds. And I'm going to echo what a friend of mine said. Right now, looking at it, seeing Scarlett Johansson, it is very jarring because she does not fit that movie. I mean, most people always said that from the beginning because Ghost in the Shell, even though a lot of the characters have Western or Caucasian looks, but the main character looks a certain way, she just doesn't fit. Like I'm seeing Scarlett Johansson with the character's haircut. Like that's what I see. So we'll have to see. I have to see the trailer and also the movie itself. But I just have a bad feeling that it's just gonna get hit badly because
but you know why it's gonna get hit badly? Because you have
whitewashing.
Yeah.
Yep, they're gonna call it a whitewashing movie. Because they claim that the actress, the cartoon was drawn to be Asian, which being drawn as an Asian chick. It might have took place in Tokyo, but it's not. I mean, get over this crap.
No, it's not. It's not. No, when you watch the teaser, then you get it because the way he sets this world so Tokyo based from the teaser. And you see her character, like I was always for the argument that look, Ghost in the Shell, a lot of the characters have this mixed drawings anyway, so I could care less. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, maybe not in this case, because the world he tries to set it looks so much like Tokyo and Japan, and the rest of that, you're kind of like, I don't know. Like to me, it just kind of feels that way, in a sense.
Yeah, well, but for me, that's one of my pet peeves with a lot of movies today is that if you're going to have something take place in a specific part of the world where a certain ethnic group is not based in that part of the world, you need to do something that is culturally accurate. A good example of this would have been Gods of Egypt. That movie was bad on so many levels, but they pretty much whitewashed the entire cast.
Just call it Gods of Rome and be done, right? Just call it Gods of Rome and be done.
The movie was entertaining.
No, but that's the point, though,
the
right?
The story was stupid.
If you call it Gods of Rome, no one will care, right? They would just say
no.
But they weren't.
No, that's what I'm saying. You make the movie based in Rome. That's all done. Everything about the story of that movie can be Rome or Greek mythology. It's all about mythology twisted. But they decided to pick one, and then they went, the other way. So I definitely agree because with something like Ghost in the Shell, if you said this was like how you did in Big Robot 6, right?
Big Hero 6?
Big Hero 6. Call it San Fran Yokio. Done. Then you can have a blend of characters. She can be white. This person is Asian. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But when you decide to
actually
stick
good.
it, yeah, but if you decide to stick it a certain way, you put yourself in a pigeonhole. Because Ghost in the Shell, if you decide to adapt it and say, this is the year 2099 in New York, and New York is this like mixed Asian metropolitan, just kind of like Akira is in a sense, then done. You've changed it. And people will go, well, it's an adaptation. It's set in this world, not the same world as the comic book, right? Or the cartoon. And then you don't fall into those problems that you're going to just automatically get into, you know? And they put themselves there. That's just what it was. And they're going to face that next year when people will watch the trailer and go, I mean, even people who know nothing about Ghost in the Shell will go, what is Scarlett Johansson doing in a whole Japanese movie? Like, I don't get what's going on. That's what's going to happen.
Well, okay. Lucy.
But Lucy was different.
Lucy was different.
She was basically in the whole.
Yeah, but Lucy,
she was a tourist.
Exactly.
She was a tourist.
She went to visits.
Yeah, she was a tourist. So her being white in an otherwise Asian community made sense because she was a tourist. She didn't have to.
And remember, she was captured out of her own will, and that's all those things happen. You know, it's a whole different ballgame. That's why I said when you do it that way, to me, it's something very simple where you just make certain changes, and then becomes yeah, it's Ghost in the Shell, but it's not taking place in Tokyo. It's taking place if you say it's taking place in San Francisco, it's a whole different ballgame. San Francisco has a huge Asian community, but also is America and the many other races in there. Done.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a studio that wanted to bank on Scarlett Johansson's profitability at the box office.
You mean popularity?
Profitability also. Lucy was profitable.
She's profitable.
Yeah.
She makes money. All her movies make money.
Yeah. All right, cool.
She's only popular as a Black Widow.
Have you seen her other movies? She was good in her, even though she was a voice actress.
Yeah, she was good in her, though. I
never saw her.
You should watch her. Yeah, it's a good movie.
And then her other movie that was independent, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called Under the Skin.
Did well, yeah.
Yeah, Under the Skin.
Did well as well.
She was possessed by some sort of alien that like to have sex with people. I don't. I don't know.
Quick ones before we jump into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Did anyone check out Lethal Weapon?
No.
Okay.
I have not checked.
I caught the tail end of that show yesterday, and just by watching the ending, it kind of just turned me off.
Really? I saw the trailers and I was like, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot to see. I'll give it a shot to just check it out. We're not going to cover it. I'm just going to mention what I think next week when we do the show. But
the show that I did check out, which I know you haven't checked out yet, was Designated Survivor. I like where they're going with it, and I think I figured out the twist already.
See, network TV. That's the problem. You can figure out the twist from the first episode.
Yeah, or I could just be wrong, and there's more of a conjunction behind all of it. But it was actually pretty good. I like Keith. Who was that? Keith or Sullivan?
Yeah, Keith or Sutherland.
He did a good. He did a good role. It's not spoiling. I mean, let's be real, dude. If you were some low-level secretary of garbage and you're put in a designated spot and all the Joint Chief members are blown up, you've seen it from the trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm not spoiling anything. And now you become the president. How are you going to act? You're going to be nervous? And you're going to act like, what the hell am I even doing here?
No,
so he played it good.
I won't be. I've watched enough movies, man. Come on.
Oh, dude. There's a line in there that you're gonna be like, they make fun of movies.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's get into the meat of the show for this week. So, as you know, Comic Crunch, comic book shows come back in the fall, and our usual show lineup include Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And this year we'll be doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all the CW shows, and that's it. The Walking Dead will have its own separate show.
Okay, so no little mini review.
Yeah, moving forward. So
even though I read something on The Walking Dead and I like where they're going with season 7.
No, can't talk about it. Just stop. Hold yourself.
Atlanta is a good show. You need to start watching that.
I will start. I have Atlanta saved. I'll start watching. So let's talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 1. Now, this season, we know that Ghost Rider is jumping in because we've seen that in the trailers and all that stuff. If you haven't watched the episode yet, you might want to stop now. Go back and watch it because we'll be going to spoilers here. So I'll start off with you, Charles. Have you seen the episode?
I have.
Okay. Now, first off, just general thoughts on the episode for an opener, for a season opener. What do you think about the episodes, just generally?
I would have to say, in comparison to the previous season premieres, this is, without a shred of doubt in my mind, the best season premiere I've seen in a while.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very strong. How about you, Lou?
Everything Charles said.
Okay. I would agree. I really enjoyed it, and Lou knows quite well. I hated Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1 and 2. I mean, I despised it. It was on the same level as Gotham for me, and they turned things around. And I have a feeling that the showrunners have better control over the show, away from the Marvel shenanigans per se of, you can't do this and you can't do that in there. There was one reference to the Sokovia Accords at the very beginning, which was kind of like, I guess you have to throw it in there.
But it wasn't just the Sokovia Accord. They also referenced Ultron. They're throwing their references in.
Yeah.
And they just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Granted, how we saw in this episode, they couldn't use Yo-Yo because she wasn't allowed because she signed that stupid treaty.
No, they couldn't use her powers, but they can definitely use Yo-Yo. But it's not even that, though. They will use Yo-Yo because the way the show treats, I think the way the show treats anything that's done by the movies is that, yeah, sure, you guys did it. We are fighting a different fight. And I think that's what Marvel has now kind of told all their shows in terms of the Netflix guys, whatever, we don't care. Yeah, you all signed these big, agreements, or you've said all these things on TV. We are the low level guys. We have other problems to deal with. So I kind of like that aspect. What do you guys think about Ghost Rider, Lou?
Okay, never mind.
Okay, go ahead, Stars. Go ahead.
All right, okay, I'll go first then. This is an amazing interpretation of Ghost Rider. I mean, prior to Robbie Reyes on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all we had was Nicolas Cage in both Ghost Rider's movies, aside from the comics as well. And even though those were decent, this is so good on a whole new level. I was thoroughly impressed with how they did Ghost Rider this time around.
Lou.
I thought everything looked good as far as his lead up. Like when opening scene, Daisy comes in. She has the blood on her hands. We're getting blood this season, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy shoots his little rocket launcher at the car. I have to say the CGI in that looked way better than it did in Marco Polo.
Yeah, it did.
And Marco Polo got a higher budget.
Remember, that was also towards the end of shooting, so they probably were like, it's
still.
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
But at least the flames looked like they were on the tire.
Mm-hmm.
And all that other stuff. And then you saw later on in the episode how the engine part, the metal was a little melted in on the part up top. So I was like, oh, okay. So every time the car flames on, there's going to be a little bit of damage to this thing, and he has to repair it. And then when he transformed, it looked really good.
Yeah.
The transformation, I was not expecting them to do a transformation in the first episode. I thought that they were going to stretch that out a few episodes, and I was a little disappointed by that thought, but I'm happy, but I would have been okay with it. But I'm happy that they revealed Ghost Rider, and when it happened, it was so unexpected. I pretty much just freaked out, going like, yeah, he transformed. He freaking transformed.
He was chatting like a little kid in a candy shop.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
I definitely liked them picking Robbie Reyes, just because for the show he has a little softer side than
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze, especially when he becomes Ghost Rider, is
It's violent.
Dude. I mean, there are very few people who can stop him. He's like this. you know, you could see that Robbie still like, even when he was, you know, looking at Daisy, but she's, you know, holding it back, and he's like, nah.
Well, he looked into her soul, and he saw that.
Yeah,
she's
I know.
Only a good person.
I know. That's Ghost Rider. Yeah, but the way he looked, it almost looked like, even though his face was all on fire, but it almost looked like he was contemplating. It was kind of like,
yeah.
You're not there. You're not there. You're not evil. You're not there yet. But compared to Johnny Blaze, who would just be like evil, even if you're not evil, who just toss you away like no tomorrow. So I definitely like this interpretation of it. I also like the fact that what's her name is now a buffer zone between the new director.
Gemma.
Simmons?
Gemma. Yeah, Gemma.
Yeah, Gemma. I liked that conversation she had with what's her name again?
May,
where she was trying to tell May that I'm in this role for a purpose, because I don't trust the person. Because even I myself, for a little bit, I was like, oh, come on, she just kind of sold everybody out. But then when she explained herself, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. You know, I get the fact that if you have the trust, you're trying to build that buffer zone for everybody else.
Yeah. And the episode overall, I mean, we both gave it a high 9s when we rated it. This episode was a strong opening. CGI was strong. I liked how Daisy wasn't at her full strength, and she finally like, you know what? I tap. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, but she's pushing herself.
Well, she's pushing herself way too much.
Way too much, you know. So we'll see those effects later down the line. We'll see how Ghost Rider plays throughout this whole season.
Ghost Rider to me is going to go up against that. Oh, I just got something, Charles. What if the ghost takes over the body of that robot woman?
Ada?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. From what I gathered, when Daisy and Robbie were fighting each other, he had mentioned something about the devil, and now we got a mention of potentially Mephisto making an appearance in the MCU. I don't think that in this interpretation of Ghost Rider, he's being possessed by his dead uncle. I think he gained his powers in a similar way that Johnny Blaze earned his powers, being given to him by Mephisto.
He's not getting it from Mephisto. Watch the Emergency Awesome Breakdown. He broke it down well. They're doing the arc spread out over episodes, but he's getting his comic book origin. So he got it from his uncle. They're probably just going to twist it a little bit. Mephisto, unfortunately, might belong to Fox. So we might not get Mephisto in Phase 4, but we'll get Dormammu and other creepy dwellers.
Oh, come on. We need Mephisto if we have Ghost Rider. The two are like hand in hand.
Yeah, you got to have Mephisto.
Blame Marvel for selling away their rights to some of these characters. They're the idiots.
I don't blame them, because they needed to, because when they sold all this stuff, they were on the verge of bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Well, then go get a loan.
It doesn't work that way. But yeah, I will agree. I think this was a very good episode overall. And for me, it was one of those episodes where I would say, yeah, they did a fantastic job of getting me back into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and saying, okay, great. I want to watch.
Oh, but do you see how heavy they were promoting Doctor Strange in this episode?
No, I watched it afterward. I didn't watch it live.
Oh, I watched it live. They had at least three trailers of Doctor Strange in that hour run. So they're promoting Doctor Strange heavy within S.H.I.E.L.D. for the simple fact when they ties in, it's tying in somehow. I don't remember how.
I mean, Doctor Strange.
But it will.
I mean, anyone who can jump into Ghost Rider's world is Doctor Strange. I mean, that's easy.
Oh, I just love this though. I mean,
and I came up with an interesting theory. I know Lou said that Mephisto may end up still being owned by Fox. I'm going to say that he's not, because Mephisto is a part of the Ghost Rider property, so it's possible.
But Mephisto made his first appearance in the Silver Surfer issue, and who owns Silver Surfer? Fox.
All right, but anyway, my theory is that with Doctor Strange being introduced into the MCU in November, that's going to be, and with his mysticism and his magic, it's going to introduce the supernatural aspect and the mysticism aspect of the MCU, and that leads me to believe that we could also get introductions into vampires, which would make it easier to introduce Blade, which is now with Marvel and not with who he was with before. So we could end up getting Blade at some point.
I think Blade has always been with Marvel because remember, Paramount used to distribute the Marvel movies when Blade was.
Yeah, no, Blade has been with Marvel. Has obviously been with Marvel. It's just the distribution rights. The reason why they didn't make another also is because they didn't want to move that route. Didn't fit their scheme, but also they would have to share distribution rights at a certain point, and those rights are gone, so they don't need to. But I think Blade will be back as a TV show. And if they should,
I think Blade is going to be more of a TV show.
Yeah, Blade would have to be a Netflix show. He would have to be.
Oh yes, make a Netflix show.
See, this is why I like this idea. We can have two Ghost Riders. We can have Johnny Blaze show up on Netflix and be the violent SOB that he was talking about, and then we can have the Robbie Reyes be more compassionate and all about family and all that other stuff. So we could have two Ghost Riders in the same universe, and it would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with that. I don't.
I just want Blade back, and I'm sorry.
And he has to be Wesley Snipes.
He has to be. Yeah. I don't care. I do not care.
Actually,
even if it's just for one season to where he introduces his daughter, as long as it's Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought the rumor that I heard is that he was going to play an older, more seasoned Blade, and that he was going to take on the role of Whistler, and that the vampire hunter was going to become his daughter, and he was going to train her.
Yes, I mean I heard that too, but yeah, I agree with Lou. Just give me one more season of Wesley and that old style Blade. You mean like I was, especially when we had all those vampire shows that came on. I was like, where's Blade so he can kill off all these stupid Twilight vampires, please?
Yeah, or you know what? Instead of getting Wesley Snipes, we can get somebody who's better. We could get the guy who was on that terrible Blade TV show.
No,
how is he better?
No,
I was trying to be funny. I was trying to be.
If you want to keep
show.
Blade as being the main character, not his daughter, then I suggest you get Michael J. White and have him as Blade.
No,
yes.
We need Wesley Snipes, man.
No. I'm saying
I could get behind Michael J. White.
If you want somebody who's younger, who's actually even a better fighter than Wesley, but I'm just saying you want somebody younger, that's somebody you can go with. And have him. I still have Wesley in there, but I'm just saying that if you want to go a younger route, because Marvel will probably want to go. If we get Michael J. White, we can have him tied down to a 5-year contract or whatever, like lengthy contract, and then tie Wesley to a 3-year contract because Wesley would be the mentor or whatever the case may be, and then we're good.
Now, I'm gonna pose this to you that Mike Tech asked you. Which was worse for you, E? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Arrow?
Worse as in Arrow is my worst show.
Remember, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came on a year after Arrow. So you said seasons 1 of 2 of S.H.I.E.L.D.
worse. Sorry. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1 and 2 were downright terrible. Arrow season 1 had potential, was rough. But
season 2 made it good.
No, but the second half of season 1 got so much better of Arrow. The first half was literally after you see him leave the island, and it was just like methodical, and then finally when they got to their meat of the story, it was good. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was just trying to, God.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was being handcuffed by the movies. That's what their problem was.
It was just it was bad writing initially. I couldn't watch any of the episodes. I wasn't sure what was going on with Coulson, and it took till season 3 for them to actually just become on their own. And now that's a try.
I won't say season 3. I'll say that the last 6 or 7 episodes of season 2. After the Civil War plot. Not the Civil War, the Winter Soldier plot. That's when S.H.I.E.L.D. pick up.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely would agree with you there. But
And
for me, it's gotten
bro.
better. Arrow will get to Arrow when we see the season premiere. If they've made the changes, if Flashpoint helps, we'll see. If not,
I don't think Flashpoint is going to help Arrow much because honestly, dude, I am not feeling the new recruits. Why does he need a team? Why can't he just go back to being the old gritty Oliver Queen?
Because
character evolution.
Because just like Batman, he always needs a team.
Really, but he's getting a team of morons.
Yeah, but the problem with
how do we know they're morons?
Yeah, because
dude, I've watched the trailers. They look like they all suck.
Because first of all, the worst person there is Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
Because Mr. Terrific in the comic books is he's considered the third smartest person in the DC universe. He is a much better fighter than Arrow will ever dream of. This is called what it is. So, yeah. He is. Arrow's never even close. Mr. Terrific wasn't. Remember, he was in the comics and even in the show. They said he was an all-around athlete in every, almost like triathlete. So he could play every.
Did you hear his response? Oliver tells him, "Oh, you're a gold medal winner." No, more like a bronze.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean, like he was so good in as an athlete and is very smart. So when I see him in the show, I'm like, you just made him a klutz. I'm like, just because.
But he's still smart.
Yeah, but you're smart. Like there's so many smart klutz on comic book TV shows everywhere. True. I mean, what's the point? You know, so that's why I don't even care for the character at all. I'm like, you just took a character that you could have done so much with and just threw it away.
Ruined them.
Yeah. So that's that. But anyway, guys, that is it for the show for this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I know we talked some news.
Batfleck would break their bones.
Oh yeah,
come on, Batfleck would break anybody's bones.
We got to also talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and next week, of course, what shows are kicking off next week? Do we know?
Just S.H.I.E.L.D. again.
S.H.I.E.L.D. again. So it will be S.H.I.E.L.D. again, but the rotation will be S.H.I.E.L.D. and all the comic book shows on CW, as you'd expect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Don't watch Lucifer.
Yeah, mine is Lucifer.
Bah humbug.
Sorry. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Definitely check out everyone here. We all have our Twitter handles. We have, of course, Charles. And Charles, what is your Twitter handle again?
My Twitter handle is @CharlesGOTR.
Yes, that's right. Just to let you know, he's a Game of Thrones fan. Just so you know, if you didn't know from that. And then, of course, we have Sir Buddha King.
That's right.
Yes. That's Buddha Rod's handle because he's now a Grimlock fan. Again.
I'm still waiting for that review.
It's coming. Next up is me. It's OnBoored. So, again, if you're watching this for the first time, thank you for joining us here. We do Comic Crunch every Thursday, 3 p.m. You can check us out here on OnBoored, subscribe to the channel, and always enjoy your entertainment.